Yeah, welcome to the Five Aside Stories. Yeah, we are the platform that shares stories about blind football, which is a five-side game. Today I'm with Jagwe Muzafaru, the blind football founder in Uganda. He's going to tell us more about himself. I have got Tumusiime. He's a player for Team Strong Spirits. And I'm Ronald Kamusiime. But first of all, let us hear Jagwe. Who are you in blind football?
My name is Muzafaru. Most people refer me to be a president, but I'm just a chairperson. I'm the founder and chairman for the sport of blind football in Uganda, which I started in 2021. And the journey for blind football has been a good one from 2021.
Why do you fear that title of a president? You don't want to become a president?
I just want to be a common one as always.
Tell chairman, you're the common one. But chairman,
there is a misconception of people misusing titles for what they are not, for what they are not. And for me, I always like to be simple, and I prefer it in that way. So it gives me peace when I'm called, taken as a normal, even if what I've done may just been a great thing, but I prefer it to be regarded as a normal thing. Any man can do it, any person can do it.
So you talked about starting blind football in 2021. What do you mean? How did you start?
So the idea was just a conceptualization. It started in 2016. I was still at campus, and by then I was following up on the performance of the Ugandan team on YouTube in the 2016 Rio Games in Brazil. So as I was waiting, it was the next event to go on live on the IPC YouTube channel. I ended up bumping into a blind football match being played. And then it's where I got the inspiration. I started asking myself, what's this sport? What is it? So it gave me an inspiration now to start and even do research. After that match, I ended up doing research. After doing research, I came to know that in Uganda or in our communities, we don't have a structured blind football setup in Uganda. And it's from where I made research, asked around, and then I started it up. So when I graduated in 2019, when the love started high, and most of the people I used to interact with tell me we have seen the sport when we travel. Others tell me we have been we know about it, but we don't have it in Uganda. So that's how I started it. So in 2021, it's when I can say that it's when official I started it, because you can't start a sport without equipment. So in 2021, I received the donation of 10 balls from the International Blind Football Foundation based in Japan.
So before you go far, now you tell us, I talked about equipment, I talked about the game starting. What is blind football? Shortly, before I go to that.
Yeah, so blind football is another played sport from the game of football, five-a-side football. For the people who are non-disabled, they play a football game. It's more like football, but five-a-side. But our game is a little different. So we play five-a-side football. 4 outfit players who are visually impaired, and then one sighted goalkeeper plus a guide who will direct them. And the way we play with balls that make rattling sound.
I see you with the ball.
So when they roll on the ground, they make that sound. And that's how we instruct them. But most of the things that are in sighted football or 11-a-side football are similarly related. But only the surface of wrestling, play on the surface of 40 meters long by 20. We play for 20 minutes each half. That's 40 minutes full time. And that's how we expect it.
Good. Tell us about blind football. Owulira otya ng'ozanya omupiira muzanya mutya? Ye otegeera otya nti omupiira gwe olina ku kigere, the direction, What is conditioning?
That's what we start doing. So that you become very well aware of how to get.
So the conditioning you're talking about, the basics of blind football is listening to the ball.
Listening to the ball, yeah.
Huh?
And listening to the fellows because we use words that like void to help us not know.
What is void?
Void means it's attacking. So that attacking. Someone who's coming to
Is that a Spanish word?
Yes. So someone who is coming to attack has to say that word. So that's condition.
So have you ever collided at the pitch with a fellow footballer?
Normally collisions are there. We know in all football world, collisions are there, whether we're seeing or not.
Yeah, because even in the normal football, they have concussion regulations. When there is a concussion, the referee has to pause. So, yeah, they are there in blind football.
What amuses me, our collisions are few compared to other side.
So how do you know that I've scored?
Of course, normally, sound you hear claps and yes, some people can dish out it. That's a goal. You also celebrate.
So you cannot tell that I've scored before you hear the other sound.
Of course, when they tell you to shoot, of course in the head you already said that I'm going to score. If they shout, that means it's a goal. So it was a nice shot, whether it has gone out, not until you hear directly confirm it.
So when you kick the ball, you are told to shoot. What happens? I don't understand that.
Of course, behind the goal, there is always guide. So once you hear the ball,
how is the competition of this game? The match, let's talk about the blind football match.
So the match is purely competitive. The game is purely competitive. Two teams. So one team has to have 5 people, and the other one has to have 5. But the full composition of the team should be either 3 players that people can different composition. So each team has to have 8 people and 2 goalkeepers plus a guide. So a guide is a certain person who directs the team and when to shoot, when to score, when they are moving around, and also guides them. Like now we have reached this point, we have moved this side, so it's that person who does the work. More so with a minimal effort of the goalkeeper, they also communicate with someone. So that's how it's structured.
So who guides them there and here?
Off the pitch?
On the pitch?
On the pitch is the guide, like I've described. But if you are off the pitch, everyone, the coaches, the technical people of that team. But more so, as people are playing, there is words or communication terms they use that they don't collide always. So that they are emphasized to always have to say ball. So if I'm the one with the ball, I have to just keep playing. And then the person who needs to proceed in what that has to come saying ball. It's B-O-Y. Ball. Always similar word of nature. The person knows how to do it, how to move this side. Yeah. But it takes time. As long as you go through classes and coaching or training, the person masters everything.
So is there a coaching for blind football in Uganda?
Definitely. There is. We have coaching.
You have coaches?
Yes, we have trained them.
So we have coaches around. Okay, I can say. How big is blind football in Uganda or even in the world? How, like, what extent is the game widespread?
In Uganda? So in Uganda it's spread all over so many areas. I can cite out some areas. We exist in Gulu, we exist in Kabale. We exist in Soroti, Jinja, Jagwe, Kono, Kampala. We exist in Bila. So in so many areas. So we have been spread over the country.
When you talk about here existing, what do you mean? Do you really have players? You have a football?
We have teams. We have teams and players that side in those areas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about you have held some championships. Have you held some leagues? So how is the competition?
Yeah. So definitely for Uganda, you have been doing exhibition matches all over, and in some awareness programs, some have been exhibition matches in different places in corporate worlds and even in communities. So from 2022, we have been organizing an annual event which we call the Blind Football Uganda Championship. We dub it that very name. So if it is 2025, it is 2025 Blind Football Uganda Championship. So this year's championship will be the 2026 Blind Football Uganda Championship.
So how many so far from 2021?
Those are four. No, from 2020 to 2022.
Oh.
Those are four. Because we started in Bogolovi, first sport and fusions, was won by Strong Spirits, and then we went to International French School, that is 2023. It was won by Kulu Cyclones, yeah. And then 2024, we had Chambo University, it was won by Strong Spirits. And then 2025, we were at Makerere, University of Playgrounds. It was won by Red Angels.
Red Angels.
They are in the tournament cup. So this year, I can't tell. Anyone will be the tournament.
There was a strong spirit Jakudamu. Gada angambe waneno. Assurance I was in Fina. Martin wali we South Sudan twamukula ndoze siyo nechimanyi. So last year I'm sure we had some international games around here in Nachivu. Kamusiime, how were the games? How did they go?
Oh wow.
How was the experience?
It was a nice experience to involve us in our first ever international game. We got a good experience with the outside teams, such as South Sudan, Zimbabwe. They gave us really more experience on what we added on our techniques and what we did have, and I'm sure they also learned what they did have.
What impressed you most?
Mostly qualifying for the first division.
First division. What is first division?
Those are the teams that come from the first and second position from the grassroots.
Jagwe katusoka tugambeko. What is the first division, second division? What is the structure? What is the competition structure in Africa?
So for blind football international, it is structured in two categories. So every continent, they know Division 1 and Division 2. We qualify for maybe a major tournament like World Championship or the IPSA Games or Paralympic Games. So in Division 1, those are teams that are elite, friendly. And those like Zibade Zizania over time. They have been playing over time. And then for Division 1, for Division 2, those are beginning teams that we are that we are demoted from Division 1. Those are also the teams that fall under Division 2. All teams that are new to the game, Division 2. So even as we are novices in the game, it was our first tournament. Like enough, we are the host, and then they always take the top two teams in Division 1. So as it ended, the tournament ended with Uganda being in number 2, South Sudan being in number 1. So we both went to Division 1.
Division 1 wali ya.
So in Division 1, those are the top teams, higher ranked teams in Africa. We have Morocco, we have Mali, we have Nigeria, we have Egypt, we have now Uganda, we have South Sudan, Ivory Coast, Cameroon. Yeah, so there are mostly like 8 or 12 teams, basing on the rank.
So we are going to be rubbing shoulders with such guys.
Yeah, era ulao nga tozania. Na to appearing amwe tournament. Bakujja ne bakusama division. And when it came to division, they didn't come to Uganda. They didn't participate. So they have to wait for, I believe, next 4 years to compete for division 2. One, then they can. Yeah.
So you get the call such a training or you get division 1 again after Egypt. And what does that mean?
Yeah, division 1 Jagwe this year. November, from 1st November to 10th November. So it's going to be in Egypt. Chibuga Giza. Genda zanya wali pyramid. Pyramid.
Wow.
Genda zanya
I wish God could see them. Or you will go and touch them.
You actually better to go there and visit them because they will be just near us. Yeah, some people will get a quick look at them. Those who have eyes.
But I think they can feel them. Maybe. I don't know. Zibe as it here. That is the cedar. But we are why you carry under the cells. These are going to make a part of it.
Because from my experience, it's not good. When I get at this way, and other countries that I've visited, they have a free gift in their museum. For visual that what I'm very fan so like this is describing but omuntu asobola okujja n'agikwatako n'agifiiringa oba sikekyo abamu bamanyi Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in maybe the world, naye tebamanyi bwefaanana so
because this 3D printing ne
bagikola ne bagizimba. So when you go to their museum you can touch them and bakuyambako with braille nebawo osobola okukwatako n'osoma
no feeling kati braille biringa bino byeninawo kulupapula
ova ku braille even waliwo audio buli sculpture eriwo osobola oteekamu ki earphone oba n'onyiga epeesa n'owuliriza but the unfortunate bit like when you go to France and Spain you have to be knowing their language.
Spanish or French.
So that's what you mind we can adopt for that. Color pyramids in their format. Zimbabwe go now pyramids just and physics.
Besides Zomopia, blind football. God. Yeah. Besides football. Logo Kolachi as a person with vision impairment. Oba omuntu aliko obulemu ku maaso okujjako omupiira kiki obeerawo otya?
Anyway, besides football, I do other sports like athletics, archery.
How do you do athletics? How do you do archery?
I do athletics. I run with a personal assistant. We call them guide runner. So I hold in a teaser and run.
What is a teaser?
A teaser is akavua.
So like this you are holding here and then we hold like this.
Then archery.
So who becomes the winner? You are running, both of you are running. Who is counted as a winner?
I have to cross the line first.
Before the guide. If the guide crosses the line, then qualify. If the guide crosses the line before you, the athlete crosses, you are disqualified.
Yeah.
What of archery?
Archery, we have what we call tactile. That one helps us to locate the.
So continue the archery check.
Archery kavera kasali oba so we have something that we on from our hands. It can be in front here. Then when you knuckle well from your fingers. When you know kulaba nti kagenze mu kigalo kyo kusinga ate ekyo tekikuwa buwanguzi oba the kind of release eyinza okutwala mu direction endala akasaali because you're on the target, yes, but the way you release matters.
Have you competed in archery?
Yes, I ended in number 4. That was 2023 at the International Blind Sports IBSA Games.
Where were those held?
They were held in Birmingham, that is UK.
Okay.
In the social life?
Social. So kunyumiza wenyewe kuba wenyewe.
We who are really disabled normally have our challenges. Like we have studied, yes, but getting a job is very hard. Recently, I've been struggling so much because of no social life. How to care for my life in the world of no job.
So
and,
before you get to the job,
yes.
Who do you live with?
I live.
Who helps
going
you?
in the demo life.
Who helps you? Who helps you at home?
Mama,
Do you wash you for yourself?
So I can wash, I can cook. Nsobola okusikireko
Okakasa?
Yes.
Kati okoze engoye osobola ozozotyanga
Njoza. I wash and the fundamental of it everything. The blind person can give man. Reason being, they are not going to double clothes because anytime you can hear something on that trowel, on that shirt.
So gwe olwambala lumu n'olukyusa.
N'olukyusa. N'oyoza ate n'okwoza otwala obudde bungi ebiseera ebisinga. And you know the parts to concentrate on, that this part of the shirt.
The collar.
Collar.
Singa nnyo collar.
Collar.
The sleeves.
Bweba mpale wansi ebene wano mu waist.
And ne wano eno nga ku bisambi awo.
Ku bisambi n'omanya nti
oyozezza olugoye ne
oyozezza olugoye at least.
Waliyo abalowooza nti oba omulumizi we watolaba nina obulemu ku maaso olina okuba nakuyambako tosobola kubeera mu nyumba wekka.
Si wekiri enyumba ngisimula kimu nkikola anyway we need some help in one way or the other because sometimes you can be wanting to go somewhere, maybe you have to cross the road. It's challenging. So sometimes you can't help.
Uganza ofumbo ekyo mukwokya
ate nvumbira ne ku masannyalaze abalaba ge bati
omuliro osobola okufumbira kunku
kusobola. I started cooking when I was at campus. You have left, that school, high school life where everything is provided. But now at campus, maybe you have to save something. Like in a hotel, it's quite expensive and you have to buy food. My first experience in cooking, no one ate my rice.
It was bad. You put in a lot of water.
Yeah. But now I'm so good.
Great. Kati onayo mukyala?
I knew you were coming to that point, but anyway, I'm a man.
Kwendi nawe nzija.
I have one boy.
You have one boy.
That means I have a wife.
Omukyala abeera waali?
She's a teacher.
Great. How old is your boy?
My boy is now 1 year and 3 months.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Kati Valentine's Day wakoze ki?
Valentine's Day. We
Ronald. Great. Congratulations. Jagwe.
Yo.
So you can cook.
Yeah.
About the life of blind these players, besides the beach, they socially, how do they handle their lives? How do they deal with economic situation, social issues?
Everyone handles their life in different aspects, and basing on where they live, and even the family or the people they live with. Because at some instances, some are campus, some are their family, some are not working. So that determines how they live their lives. For me, as blind football in Uganda, we already have a program that we call Beyond Sport. So Beyond Sport is we target things that we look into the lifestyle of our players. After the pitch, what they go through, what they do. So in that program, the Beyond Sport program will come and support them in one way or the other. If someone needs some little money for maybe personal things, and then they call you or they reach you, you can clearly come in and support them. And then others maybe in need of assistive devices, and if we have access to
Assistive devices.
assistive devices, these are support devices that persons with vision impairment use in their daily life or operations, like a white cane.
White cane gwe mugo gwe bakozesa
Yeah,
gwa white.
white and red sometimes. Ze bakozesa. So tubayambako gifuna. If we don't have them, we link them to organizations that do such kind of programs, and then we support them. Then for schools, Olumu, we can meet schools that need maybe braille papers, braille books, people who will give them out for free. Just have to pay for their transport, and we make sure that our targets, most of the people who benefit from such programs, first are our players, then we go to other communities. So that's how we benefit a little bit in their families, in their lives. They're getting deep into their families. But what we can, we are supporting
Baja bacha kuchisawe bana abana training mukolera.
Training normally tuzikolera in so many different areas depending. Tusobola okukolera ekyambogo, olumu tukolera Makerere,
Kyambogo University,
oba Makerere University, oba ene hired pitch kati ng'ekikomo, sometimes tugikozesa our hired pitch, artificial turf. So how they reach, normally abamu they use borders, they have links, then others, friends, babayambako tambula ne bajja. Some people are helping their family members, so that's how everyone has his means of movement. So it depends. Now if we can start to even as our work starts from there. Orienting so dangers or limits, what China kola, China kola,
kati natumaliza gundi ya fe.
Yes,
discussion ya fe. So over where you over back. What message can you give to our viewers?
Viewers, the message is sport is something good, and sport is something good, and I totally love people to embrace sports, adaptive sports generally. Now, what is the blind football? Nenga solo kujam any other sport. Welcome them.
Are there other sports apart from blind football in Uganda that are adopted?
Definitely. We have blind tennis, we have goalball.
Tennis?
Yes. We have goalball.
Well, you're in the cricket.
In athletics, and so many others. And luckily, that in Uganda I'm the country director for blind sports on behalf of the international body here in Uganda. So most of them zina auditors. Baja jendi, I reach out to them. Naye kucha first njagamba nti abazadde abalina abaana baliko obulema bw'obukosefu mu maaso, kiyinza okubagamba omwana wanaaba nga afunyeko ene disturbance oba defect, it's not the end. Abasobola outside sport. Naye waba mu sport tenyinza okugamba it's a bad thing to some people. Tulina so many social challenges ezitulimiting okukula. Naye I believe if someone is in sport kiyinza otuyambako these social challenges ozijjawo like discrimination, unemployment, because sport pays totally. So it's something good which I encourage other people to also embrace and have.
Great. Kati gadi yatubuliddeko yalina omukyalo.
Yes.
Sijja kubuuza oba olina omukyalo atolina naye mu episode eddako jatuwulira ku family life eyo twetaaga ogitegeera kuba you need to know whether our blind football players are active. Tebeebaka bwebasi
Mu bya family.
Mu bya family. Tegeera.
Naye nze sijja boogerera naye nze nsobola okweyogerera. Nze ndi mufumbo era married blind football
twetaaga mukyalo eriraga mupiira kati tujja kufunayo abazannyi abalala bajje batuwuliremuko how they live socially. Naffe tujja kwogera tutegere omulimu bwaba agenza okukolwa ku mulimu akola atya n'embeera bwe muyisa social life, relationships, zonna tujja kuyiga gati nga tumaliriza. What do you have to say about the perception of the public regarding sports, person with disabilities in general? What should the public know and get to understand?
I want to first of all thank the public that they are really adopting to our ways, and I want to also appeal to those who have not accepted that a blind person or any other disabled person can do something it does the way they do. I mean, they have all the abilities. They have all the abilities. If it means work, they can work, because most employers think that when you go to ask for a job, for instance, they want to think of adaptability, they want to think of lots of accessibility, they want to think of health, but that's not how it is. Yes, somehow, somewhere we need accessibility, but not that we should think of every
overthinking.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Of course,
simple.
Of course, accessibility is important. Reasonable accommodations are necessary, but we have to start slowly.
Yeah, we start slowly. Nga bw'okimanyi bw'oba ozimba ekintu otandika mpola mpola. Kati njagala mbakubirize mwenna abalina abaana baliko obulemu, let them really study, because they can become confident, and let them involve in any sports in the country, because sports can pay. We have big events like Paralympics, World Championships, All African Games, and some of those events are really paying, and someone can really improve social life.
So, okay. Thank you so much for coming today. We are going to engage more. We talk about relationships, talk about technology, relationships. By the way, now I heard there are people using dating apps. Bagenda tuwako tips on how they use their phones, technology. We get to know their experiences. Thank you so much.